Sup? So, I just got back from the Evil Dead Rises movie, and I'll tell you right off the bat, this movie's f***ing awesome. I loved it, okay? Now, I'm a pretty big Evil Dead fan. I've seen the first Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, and then the Evil Dead remake / soft reboot that came out in like 2013. I'm a big fan of all those. I've not seen any of Ash versus the Evil Dead. I have no good excuse, and I'm sorry, I just haven't got around to watching that yet. But don't worry, I'm kind of rambling right now. I just got back from the theater. I came into my house, I'm sitting down, and now I'm word vomiting to you. I've heard that term used a bit lately, but it's a good term. Okay, so I'm keeping this spoiler free because I think later on in the year, when that comes out on Blu-ray, I might review the whole series. Because I freaking love this franchise so much, and I'm just so excited after coming back from this movie. So you might have a whole spoiler-filled series of videos, or maybe just one big video, I don't know yet, on the Evil Dead franchise later this year. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. If the bridge is still there. Don't worry, there's no spoilers for the movie I just saw, at least. Like I said, the movie was great. So if all you're wanting to hear is my basic opinion, if you're an Evil Dead fan, I think you'll like it. Especially if you really like the I believe it was 2013. Let me just double check that real quick. Yeah. So if you like the 2013 Evil Dead, this feels a lot like that, so I think you'll really like this one. But like I said, I think even if you like the original three, you'll still like this one as well. At least I did. Okay, now I'm going to get into basic plot synopsis. So if that's all you wanted to hear was my opinion, watch it. I'm a big horror fan, big Evil Dead fan. It's good, watch it. To give you a very, very basic idea of like the setting of the characters, it's in the middle of the city. I believe it's in the middle of Los Angeles, actually. So where the other Evil Dead movies, typically, I'm looking at you, Army of Darkness, and you don't count. The other Evil Dead movies take place in a cabin in the middle of the woods, and it's very secluded. This one takes place right in Los Angeles, and it's got a different sort of cast of characters. It's not a bunch of like college-aged friends hanging out. It's two women, they're sisters, and one of the women's three children. One's about a, like, say, middle school aged girl, maybe a middle school or high school aged son, and then another much younger, like lower elementary aged daughter as well. And that's our cast of characters. There are a couple other side characters that you see, but again, I won't get too much into it. So it's a very different setting for Evil Dead. However, because there are children, don't worry, this movie does not hold back. So everything you liked about the previous Evil Dead films is going to be in here. There's a ton of awesome callbacks. So in the previous Evil Dead movies, I guess slight spoilers for them, but not this one. The characters are trying to escape the cabin. They'll go like to the bridge they cross to get there, and the bridge is like completely destroyed. And like this whole time you're thinking, man, if they could just get to civilization, maybe everything would be okay. Somebody can figure out a way to stop this. Let me tell you, civilization will not help. Even if you are in an apartment building in the middle of one of the biggest cities and one of the most populated countries in the world, it's not going to help. There's going to be a lot of moments that you're just, at least for me, that I was just like, my eyes were glued to the screen. My fiance was gripping my arm really tight. I was gripping her knee really tight. Like, we were like, oh god. It was just a fun experience. If you like the Evil Dead franchise, without giving like anything away, the scene with the peephole was probably my favorite. I know that might sound weird, but like if you watch the movie, you'll know exactly the scene I'm talking about. Man, that was really cool. It's got a lot of like the intense graphic horror that you expect from Evil Dead, and It's got kind of the goofy cheesiness as well. Like they really don't hold back. Like it feels like a great Evil Dead movie. But yeah, it's got a little bit of the campiness taken away from the original series. So it's like a bit more serious. I don't know how much of this is actually going to make it into the video. I just wanted to, like I said, share my basic thoughts. I thought everybody did a really good job. No, there's no Bruce Campbell, but all the actors were excellent. The score was excellent. The directing was excellent. The twist was excellent. In fact, Sam Raimi is listed as an executive producer, so I guess he was just making sure everything was going to be top-notch. I really liked this movie. It was the most fun I had watching a movie in a while, including the Mario movie, but the best like horror movie I've seen in a good minute. Now there's been a lot of good horror movies coming out, like ones that I've enjoyed. I like this movie. For me, I'm giving it like a 9 out of 10. I'll go into a more in-depth spoiler review later in the year, probably when I review the whole series. At least I plan on doing that. Like no promises, I guess, but if y'all want to see me review the whole series in detail, definitely leave it in the comments below. But it's something I'm toying around with, and I think I'm probably gonna do it. I'm really excited for Halloween spooky season. The channel's gonna get pretty spooky around that time, so be on the lookout. Anyway, that's all. I want to quit just spewing my thoughts to the camera now and go to bed because it's really late. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.